Hey everybody, this is Steve Cooper at Balco. Welcome to Coop's Corner. Today I want to show you how to use our Firestop Solutions Finder and Submittal Builder. So the first thing you do is you just go to the MetaCaulk's Fire Stopping, which is either here at this button, or you can reach it from Firestop Solutions on this top button. Takes you to the same place. And then go to Submittal Builder. All right, from there, we're going to do several things. So mine comes up in the Through Penetrations tab. There's multiple tabs up here on the top. Yours may come up in a different spot by default, but I'll just switch it over to all. So this is everything. So for Firestop, there's really Through Penetrations and joint systems, and then there's some other certain more specific versions of head of wall or curtain wall. There's some foreign testing, which is used for testing outside of the US standards. So that would be Canadian standards or European standards. That's called 50 Pascal. That's just the designator for the type of air pressure that is used there. And then there's some, a tab for new and updated kinds of listings. So some of the newer stuff that we've developed out there is under the new and updated tab. But I start off typically in the all tab, which covers everything. All of the product types that we have are listed in this group here. So all of the MetaCaulk's Firestop products, sealants and sprays, devices like collars and sleeves, they're all noted here. You can search with everything included, or you can uncheck this box and just pick any specific thing. So like we want to just see listings for 150 plus products. So we have those listings right there. Another thing you can do is on the edge here on the left, all of the listings show up. So that's a bottom of wall static 0011 listing number. And so all these different kinds of listings are over here. You can see them compressed down to just the numbers. So if you're familiar with the number that you're looking for, or you just want the most items in view that you can have at one time, you can do that with none. If you want to see an image, it's like, okay, well, I need a little bit of a graphic image to kind of guide me down the path. I need to know if I'm looking at a joint system like a bottom of wall, or if I want a combination floor and wall application that's got pipe penetrations or electrical or whatever. You can look at those, and you can get even larger. So if you need a bigger picture there, it just reduces the number of listings that you see on the side of the page. But when you get to the bottom of the page, you can see that there are 7 pages of this group of listings. And so you can just scroll from page to page and see all the different kinds of listings that you've got showing up there. So all of those show up, nice and neat. So we'll compress it down to the one I use most of the time is I use that small designation. So I can see quite a few listings and a good little thumbnail to help guide me. The next thing is you can put in keywords. So you can put in things like wood, like if you were looking for some wood frame kinds of listings or something like that. Over here on the right, the keyword match category shows you that there's fire rated wood joists in a floor in that application. And so you can see that there's a wood floor FC fire listing there. So that's a pretty handy little tool there. But we'll open that back up so we can see everything, and we'll open this back up and check that box, and you get everything you want. And by the way, you can do more than one product. You can say, what if I want to use 150 plus and joint strip, which is a really common series of combinations. So now you'll see anything that's got 150 plus or joint strip, or if it has both 150 plus and joint strip together, you'll see that it has that as well. So you'll see all the different kinds of combinations, and you can do that with as many of these products at one time as you want to. So it's quite a handy tool. You can sort by F ratings. So if you wanted something specifically for a 2-hour rating or a 1-hour rating or whatever, so you can switch it and it'll go reverse ascending or descending order. So there's some 4-hour listings, and then of course there's some listings here that are assembly ratings 1 and 2 hour. You can get a T rating, W rating for waterproofing, movement, which usually applies to joints, but it can apply like M ratings for pipes and things of that nature. Joints, smoke ratings, which are called L ratings, is the official name for that. A description of what you're looking at, gypsum wall to a concrete floor, 1-inch joint, overall 1 and 2 hour application. It uses 1000 or 150 plus or 350i as the product choices there. So we really have a nice series of ways to look at all these different kinds of listings that you've got. And by the way, these are typically UL listings. There are maybe a couple like CLIVs. They're UL as well, and there are some Intertech listings in here as well. So you have a lot of choices there. But let me show you now how you go from that, well, to viewing the actual listing. So if you click on this where it has the word under the listing number underneath there, it'll pull that listing up for you, and you can go in there and read all the details and information. You can see the image, you can see the name of the listing at the top, you can see all the ratings, and you can see all the specifics about the types of construction or the types of pipe penetrations or whatever is in there that you're looking at. If you click on, there's a little PDF box right there. It's pretty hard to see. It's kind of small, but if you click on that little PDF, then you get the actual PDF as a download. So then you can pull that product, you can pull that listing right up there, and then you can save that or print that or whatever you want to do. And here's the last piece. So up at the top right, there's a submittal builder. You can build your own submittal package complete with the name of the project and the architect's name and the contractor's name and a bunch of documentation that goes in there, like, lead stuff. You can have all your lead information. You can have your Clean Air Gold certificates. You can have your product data sheets. You can have the UL listings. You can have a lot. You'll see the choices here in a minute there. But the way this works is you say, okay, I'm going to build a submittal, and here are the products that I want to add. So all you do is hit that little plus sign in there, and that little plus sign adds that listing up there in the package. So then you can say, well, okay, by the way, yeah, I want to get some head of wall applications, or you want to get some floor joints, just whatever you want to pick in there. And you go up here and you build your submittal package, and it creates a cover page for you. And so you can go in there and say, this is project Coop's Corner demo, right? General contractor is, we'll call, just say ABC. Architect is XYZ. Look at there, I've done this before. The installation contractor, we'll just, that's a real one there. And then you can put in, the name and number, right, for the person, who's the manufacturer's rep, rep 1. You can include a QR code and a link that takes you to all different kinds of information and technical data. You can choose or unchoose all of this documentation: ASTM documents, Clean Air Gold, environmental compliance, certificates of compliance, lead information. You can get all the technical data that you want. You can get safety data sheets, all that sort of thing like that in there. Product data sheets, it'll ask you if you want the product data sheets from the items, for the products that we selected in the listings. Anything that applies, the product data sheet automatically shows up in this list, and you can include that or not include that. Same thing with the safety data sheets. So then you just click on generate a submittal package, and it'll produce a submittal package for you. It takes a minute. It's compiling a bunch of information there for you. This is a handy tool that is used frequently. It's really one of the best selectors I've ever seen in terms of being able to navigate a UL listing or Intertech or whatever else to find product categories. There's a link to the submittal package. There's also a download to the submittal package if you want. So we'll click on the link and check it out. All right, there's Coop's Corner demo. There's all of our information about who the contacts are. Then there's a nice sheet that shows you where all the approvals and codes are. It's just a legend for what you're going to be looking at there, and the page numbers, all the different products that are included in there, and then your submittal data information with all your Clean Air Gold certificates and all that sort of thing like that, right? And then as you get further down in here, you're going to start seeing the certificates of compliance, all the listings that apply underneath all those areas, and then further down, this is why you can select or deselect anything you don't want in your submittal if you don't want a really long submittal with all that data available in there. As you get further down, You'll get into the product data sheets and the safety data sheets. All your listings end up in the last part of it. And then you just have a full submittal that you can turn in. So thanks again for watching, and I really hope you get a chance to use this submittal builder to your advantage. And thanks again for visiting Coop's Corner. If you need this information, remember, go to balcousa.com.